I'm going to be doing my best to work on discounts, codes, links, all my resources that I'm building up for you guys and myself, to where if you are looking for a watch or looking to be able to find something, maybe we can get you set up here at Watch This. Make sure you are subscribed if you haven't. That way you are updated on what we're going to be bringing to the channel. Disclosure, I did purchase both of these watches with my own money, hoping to be able to save you, whether it's money, time, effort, and energy of actually wasting your time, whether it's worth purchasing a $10,000 watch plus or a $50, $100 lookalike. Let's dive in. This is a $10,000 watch, and this is a $50 watch. Why should you buy one or the other? Let's dive into it and find out. Comparisons, you can see they both are Oyster steel, stainless steel, Oyster bracelets. Considered a diving watch, correct? You got the diver's iconical look going on here. So let's look into the differences between the two. Disclosure, I did purchase both of these with my own money. All right. I purchased this one here actually on Christmas Eve, the Rolex itself. This is going to be a Christmas present / birthday present, and I just so happened to get it on Christmas Eve, which is pretty cool. Then I also went and purchased this one from your favorite online conglomerate, Amazon. Side note, I will be working on getting my links and different people that we are going to be trying to set things up to get you better purchases, better discounts on all your purchases. So make sure that you stay tuned, hit the subscribe button if you have not. That way you can make sure that you get all of the perks that we can try to provide you for everything that we try to do. All right, so now that we have the bezel free a little bit from the plastic, we're going to do a couple comparisons. As you see here, you have here both black dial, black bezel, both are unidirectional, both have the markers. If you can't see that, we can get a little closer. Also, stainless steel, as we say. The difference is this is brushed over here. They actually went with a polished finish over here, almost like a normal Submariner look. And I don't understand that, but you know, to each his own. That's why Rolex does what they do, and that's why other brands do what they do. Since we have that bezel freed up a little bit, let's jump into the comparisons, or what we consider comparisons of both of these watches here. First, we're going to start off, they both are 41 millimeters. All right, both are stainless steel. Both have a black unidirectional bezel, and both have that iconical dive watch look. Knowing that Rolex actually gave the world that, it's funny how everyone is still chasing after something that Rolex did so long ago, and that's one of my main reasons why I actually went with this here. So, what's truly different about this watch, and why, or should you purchase a $10,000 plus watch over a $50 or $100 watch, or vice versa? Let's find out. Now, to get the heavily opinionated facts out of the way, yes, branding and marketing sets many products apart, but to hold a standard of yet the quality, reliability with the mass production isn't an easy task. But Rolex does make it their own, make it their purpose, and their in-house movements justify one purchase over the other. Speaking on quality, that's what's different, and I noticed it within both of the difference of the ranges. The bezel here, this is not ceramic. It looks like it maybe from an afar, but the sub here has a lot smoother bezel in the way that it works and it functions. So I'm going to show you that really quick. The clicks are solid, but as you can see, it's not not the same. All right. Rolex has definitely figured out the system of how to make this thing so smooth, so easy, so consistent, and it just feels good. It glides, right? There's a difference within the bezel. All right, now we're gonna look at the actual steel itself. Okay, so Rolex makes a Oyster steel, and this is a brush finish that they have on this watch. As you see, the clasp itself, and then you have here the actual Oyster bracelet, but this has these polished finished, and the actual bracelet and the links are not the same. As you see, as I just try to pull away, they kind of bend and all of that stuff, right? So, I mean, yeah, you can get away with it potentially, but is this something that you want to invest money into? As you see, some people enjoy that actual Oyster polish finish. I mean, naturally, right? It does look good, but on the right watch, come on, you guys should have did better. Should have did better. So the difference also is the actual feel on the wrist. That's the crazy thing that I realized. We're gonna do a quick wrist check today. We have on the Rolex Sky Bezel, and we're gonna take this baby off, and we're going to throw on the other watch. Let's start here. So minus the plastics, we can wrap some of that off. We have our clasp here. Take that off. And let's go ahead and throw this watch on the wrist. Now, naturally, yes, I would have to get a link or two taken out of this. It does not feel horrible on my wrist. I must be honest. It does not feel horrible, but it does not, I don't know, you tell me how it looks on. I don't want to be biased because I have both watches. So this is a purpose for you. I do feel like the bracelet is not as bad as I thought on the wrist, but, and then let's see how this, actually it's not bad. Okay, so of course I would have to get it, like I said, tightened, and they actually have the tool and all of that stuff that I guess you can utilize to do that. Then we're gonna go to the sub and actually throw this baby on the wrist. As you see, this one is fitted to me. Nice, easy, smooth. This just works. 41 millimeter, both of them, but this one just feels a lot smoother on the wrist. Feels like the other one may, you know, like once you get to sweating or doing anything in it, it may give you some type of issue. And that's just me, right? And that's also because I have this one. So, and I'm getting used to the feel of what Rolex gives you, and that's a high quality feeling. The bracelet itself on the actual Rolex, of course, is brushed, and the opposite is actually the polish. But Rolex, being how they are, they made sure that when they make their product, the feel that they give you when this sits on your wrist is like no other. Now, yes, you can go spend a few more dollars, whether it's in a different brand itself. It can be Invicta, it can be San Martin, it can be Citizen. It's a lot of other options out there that are actually good options. But if you're searching for that true Rolex feel, I'm here to tell you, it's only one thing that's going to give that to you, and that's a Rolex itself. If you're not truly interested in the actual Rolex, then by all means, go for it. Not only the bracelet, but the parts that are usually in all of the more budget-friendly watches are typically going to be your Seiko NH35 movements, which are pretty accurate and are durable long term, but not as durable, right? Also, you have the difference in between the clasp, the high quality that Rolex gives you here within the clasp itself, the design, with the nice click, and then you also get this here. And they did this, of course, for this bracelet here because it's a Submariner. Why not? You need to have that extra security. Then when you go into the Olev, you have just a simple clasp, and it does click in. Now what I do like, and I actually, it's pretty cool, it's a button here, so it's nothing intrusive to go against your actual skin for the clasp. So it's just that simple button, and then it pops open. So that was pretty neat. But outside of that, the clasp itself is, as you can hear, it's a lot more rattle that goes on outside of the Rolex itself. There's no way you're doing that with this outside of the fact that it has the plastic on it and it's already stiff. The clasp on the actual Rolex, of course, is a lot different. This one actually is a lot better than expected for the price point that they give you, because they have this nice little tab here. And I must be honest, it's actually nicer than some watches that cost more that I've actually dealt with, this one being here. The adjustments can be made very easily on the Rolex on the go and or just naturally. And then with this here, you also unfortunately have to actually have a tool. So showing you the tool for the Olev is this baby here. And you have to set it up, taking out your actual pieces or links to take that out. And then with the Rolex, what you have here is the glide lock system. So you can easily, if you pull, and then you can just easily adjust. I'll adjust there. Snap it in to make it a lot bigger. And or if you need to adjust it for my wrist, slide, push in, and there you go. Rolex made that a lot easier, a lot smoother, and a lot more reliable for what you would need this watch for. The biggest thing people making be considered or thinking about mostly is actually the time itself. And no, it will not keep the same time as the Rolex, which typically keeps about plus or minus 2 seconds. Now, if you're talking quartz movement, that's something different. Now, is it a big deal? Depending on the individual, right? I'm not gonna lie to you. I've had quartz watches. I have quartz watches. I have also mechanical watches. There's a difference, and I understand both methods to the madness of when it comes to watches and watch creation. I tend to lean more to the mechanical, okay? Just if we're gonna be 100% honest. But the reason why I say that is because if you have multiple watches, as you see here, and you're not wearing a watch, the watch is going to eventually lose its movement, or should I say its time. And then you have to go naturally go reset it and or wind it and or keep it wound. So naturally, are you so much worried about every watch having and keeping the time? I'm not sure. Is that's something that, let me know in the comment section. Is that a big thing, that the watch that you have on your wrist, that is exactly the time, date, exactly when you put it on? Or is it more for an accessory that all men should have? I'm not sure. So regardless, if you don't have an actual watch winder, you're gonna be winding these babies up, keeping time and helping it keep time. That's all I'm saying when it comes to the time side of it. But of course, there is a difference, and I'm not gonna lie to you about that. So it's all within what your reasoning is, and that gets back to the point of whether a $50 watch or a $10,000 plus watch is actually worth you putting in your collection and or buying for your first watch. Looking at the lens, you can actually see there's a difference. Okay, so this is just a scratch resistance lens here. I believe this is made out of some type of mineral. And then here with the Rolex, you have the scratch resistance Sapphire lens here. Okay, robust, and you know this is gonna last a lot longer. Not saying that they can't be broken, because we have seen Rolexes that have been broken, whether you fall on them, something tragic happens, whatever. But typically, that won't happen. Outside of the similarities that we already naturally have here. All right, it's gonna be the bezel. Okay, this is going to be ceramic. This isn't ceramic. All right, this does not have the same clicks and sound the same as this one, and nice and smooth. But you know, to each his own. The case models are literally, you'll say that they're similar because they're 41 millimeters, but this does not feel the same on the wrist for me. All right, with the different with the actual numeral lettering and the actual dial markers, you can actually see that these are coated in platinum here versus just I don't know what that is over there. Just being honest. Also, the winding down crown, right? So I'm not sure exactly how they decided to use their system outside of creating it like natural, the Rolex itself. So when we're talking about the crown, that's what we are referring to. And if you look here, very similar, very similar within the crown, but Rolex has a triple lock water resistance / proofness system that they have, right? Also scratch resistance, as I was telling you with the sapphire crystal. This one is not sapphire. This one is made out of some type of mineral.